Good morning, Chargers. For today's lesson, what we are going to do is continue with what we did yesterday. Okay, so first I need you to write tax and discount rates on the left side of your Cornell notes. Make sure you have your line here. Do not waste time writing any of these words. While you write, I will read. Miss Way bought a new dress this weekend. It was $68, but she was also charged an additional 1/9 in tax. How much did Miss Way spend on tax? How much did she spend altogether? So the first thing I noticed that's different from this problem than the ones we did yesterday is that this says additional. Additional means add. So instead of taking away a discount and saving money, we're actually going to spend a little more money on tax, okay? So let's see. I know that I spent $68, and then I'm going to have to add 1/9. 1/9 of what? 1/9 of the 68. Okay? This is what you should have in your note. 68 plus 1/9 of 68. So just like before, what I was doing was really breaking up, taking 1/4 of a price. Here I'm taking 1/9 and I'm putting it on top of that original price, okay? To give me our new total price. So, how would I do 1/9 times 68? That's really the same thing as writing 68 divided by 9, okay? If I were to do that, top goes in, bottom goes out, right? 68 divided by 9. Does 9 go into 6? No. Does 9 go into 68? Absolutely. It's going to go in there 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. You get 5 left over. Do not forget your decimal. Bring a 0 down. How many times does 9 go into 50? 9 goes into 50 5 times for 45. 50. Oh, I see a pattern here. Another 5. 45. This would go on forever and a day, but since I know that I'm talking about money, I can actually stop right there. So going back to our equation here, I know what I have is $68 plus $7.55. What is 68 plus $7.55? Make sure that you're lining up your decimals when you're doing this addition. So, what would I have as my final number with that? 68 plus 7.55. 55 comes down. 7 plus 8 is 5. Put a 1 up here. The total cost that Miss Way had was $75.55. So the only difference here from what we did before, was that we are adding an additional tax. Okay? We're not taking away a discount, we're adding more money on there. Okay? Next. Now this one is a little bit different. If you need any more time, please feel free to stop the video or go back. Here we go. Let's read. Follow along with me. Example 2 should be in your notebook. There was a very successful car wash this weekend where 252 cars were washed. Of the 252 cars, half were SUVs, 1/6 were convertibles, and 1/3 were hybrid cars. The chart below shows the price for each type of car. What's the total money earned for each type of car? I should have 3 answers. So, what I see here, I see a few different things. One, I see a total here, and then I see my fraction. The equation I'm going to build here is going to be very similar. So, for SUVs, for example, I would put 252. I would multiply that by 1/2 in order to find out how many SUV cars there were. But that's not what my question is asking me. It's not asking how many were there, it says how much money was earned. So not only do I need to set up the half of 252, but I also have to multiply by the price, which was how much? $8. By $8. Okay? So let's start with this. 252 times 1/2, that's really the same thing as divided by 2. What's 252 divided by 2? Your answer would be 176. 176 times 8 What would 176 times 8 be? You do write that on your paper. I'm going to give you 2 more seconds. For your total cost for this, you should have equals 1,408, $1,000, $408 for our SUVs. Can we do that for every category? Absolutely we can. I'm going to put CONV. Convertibles, I'm going to put 252 times. How many do I have? 1/6 times 1/6. What's my price? $6. How would I multiply 252 times 1/6? That's really the same thing as 252 divided by 6, right? So I can cross that out. Make sure that what is on my paper is what's on your paper. 252 divided by 6, do it. Your answer is going to be 42 times $6. What is 42 times 6? The answer is actually 252. Another way you could have seen that relationship is because if we have 6 over 1 and 1 over 6, we could have actually canceled them out. But I had to do the math anyway. Okay, for our last example, we have hybrids. We have hybrids, and we had 252 cars total, and 1/3 of them were hybrids, so I'm going to multiply by 1/3. And what was their price? $11. What's another way to think of 252 times 1/3? Would be 252 divided by 3. Do it. 252 divided by 3 is going to be 84. 84 times $11. What is 84 times 11? The answer is $924. So we did all of that just by using our ratio, our fraction of the number times the price. We found the fraction, we split it up into different pieces, and multiplied by the price. You're going to have lots of problems like this in your guided practice, so why don't we just move on to that? Shut your laptop, raise your hand, I'm coming over for you.